It's on. Okay, so today I'm just going to cover something that's been a speculation that's been surrounding my name ever since I entered the scene. Lekz getting stabbed, Lekz getting chefed. Now, before I explain this, I want to be clear on a few things. So everything I'm going to be telling you guys today is already information that's available to the public via our fact sheet. So everything in my fact sheet is pretty much what I'm going to be saying today. I'm going to touch a little bit more to get into detail, but as far as names and like exact details, I'm obviously not going to put them in for obvious reasons. But yeah, so to explain how this happened, when I first entered the scene, this was back in 2019 when I first entered the scene. So there was this video that went spiraling around on the net that I got chased. And then, so my oppositions would say that I got chased, and then these other news outlets and all these other video vloggers would also post this video saying that, oh, this is Lekz getting chased. And as far as I know, no one was really standing up to tell the truth that it wasn't me. So here I am speaking my own truth, saying that, yeah, it wasn't me. I'm surprised that it's taken this long to finally hit the news, but yeah, that wasn't me. But so that incident that did happen, what followed that incident would cause this altercation that happened. Now, so after this incident that happened, so a couple Mountie boys would have came down on train. I don't remember the exact details, but pretty sure it was Guildford Station, and they would find a couple boys there, and then they'd brandish their weapons, I think knives they were holding, and they'd chase these boys. And that video is the one that went circulating all around online. That's, but yeah, that wasn't me. But then what followed, there was a trip that was organized up to Mount Druitt following this event. I'm not really sure if it was the next day or the next couple of days or whatever, but yeah, following this event, there'd be a retaliation for the incident that occurred. Now, me, I'm still fresh in the scene, right? And then as soon as I hear that there's a trip that's gonna happen, I wasn't one of those rappers that I just rap from the side. You know, I knew all the boys, and I had to make sure that if I'm calling myself ball runner or that, I need to make sure that I'm the first one that wants to get in the car and the first person to get out, you know, because around here, the boys don't take it lightly if you don't do what you're rapping about, you know. So there I was. We're going up to Mount Druitt, a few of the boys. Now, what you need to understand about when it comes to brawls, a phrase, I've had a lot of one-on-ones. I've lost a lot. I've won some. You need to understand this thing. So it's not how it used to be. How it used to be before, back in the days, brawls can last for ages. But with the police response we have today and the CCTV everywhere, brawls, like just in a couple of minutes before everyone disperses. Now, my inability to disperse when the crowd dispersed would ultimately result in me getting stabbed. And also, more importantly, my ego in not wanting to run. So let me make this clear as well. Like, I've been stabbed, right? Let me just get that out of the way. I have been stabbed, but I've never ran from any confrontation. Is this a good thing? No, this is not a good thing, because that's how my ego was. Back in those days, I just felt like I couldn't run. I was ready to die. I was ready to die there on the spot. Anywhere, at any confrontation, I was ready to die before I would give in and before I would make a run for it. Now, so we're up there in Mount Druitt. A brawl happens. There's a brawl happening. There's a lot of boys everywhere. There's a lot of scuffling everywhere. But like I said, it happens within minutes before police are rang, before you can hear sirens and everyone is dispersing. Now, as everyone is dispersing, me and my brothers are there, right? Everyone dispersed, but my brothers were still there. And I felt there, right there in the nick of time, the other boys, they pulled out knives. And my brothers were there, and I already knew for a fact that they weren't going to run because they were already there at the front line. And so I'd walk up to the front line as well and continue the brawl. And as I'm shaping up with the person in front of me, I get hit like from the side. I'm shaping up to the person in front of me and I feel this, and it just feels like a tap. It feels like a slap to your chest like that, on the side of your chest. Especially in the heat of the moment, my adrenaline is rushing as well. I'm shaping up to the guy in front of me is holding a knife, but I couldn't give a fuck. I wanted to show him that it doesn't faze me. I'm like, yeah, come, shaping up. And then I feel this to the side, and I wouldn't know at that time, but afterwards, later on afterwards, I would realize in the car, my jumper was really warm. I felt warm and wet inside my jumper. I'd look under, and then that's when I'd see all the blood coming, from my shirt. But let's go back to the brawl. I'm shaping up and I feel this hit to the side of my chest. Anyways, as I feel this hit to the side of my chest, I'm still going, I'm swinging, I'm moving. My brother is right next to me, Malik, and Ronnie is on the other side, Ron Gotti. We're moving and me and my two brothers, we're still there at the front line. Everyone, mind you, my side, everyone's already dispersed. Everyone's gone later. There's sirens in the back. Everyone's gone. But we were still there in the middle of the road. And as we're shaping up, after I get hit, I'm shaping up, ducking, weaving, throwing. I fucking just start flying. Sorry for the French. I'm still trying to learn how to stop swearing. So sorry for if I swear throughout this video. I'm flying, bang, I'm flying. And I swear it was like slow motion. I'm in the air for like 3-4 seconds, just flying in the air. And then while I'm in the air, before my ass hits the floor, I just realized as I've hit the floor, I just got ran over. So within the span of 4 seconds, I'm in a brawl, I've got stabbed to the chest, and I've gotten hit by a car, totaled, flying in the air, hit my ass on the ground. I go to get up, because my adrenaline is still rushing. The boys are still here. The boys are still fighting. And I'm still like, yeah, fuck, is that it? And as I hit the ground, I hit my ass, I go to get up, and my knee, it's on the outside. My knee's over here. I get up and my leg just folds, and I get back down on my ass. And I remember when I went back down on my ass, I'm just thinking, the first thing I thought? I should have sat my ass at home. Because I remember I had work the next day. I still had my alarm set to go work the next day. I thought, here I am, I'm just going to come and have a brawl, have a go, and I'm going to go home and sleep for work. Nah, idiot. Anyways, my leg folded out and I'm sitting there on the ground. And the boys are still brawling. My brothers and one of another really good mate of mine, which I'm not going to name, but he was there. He was protecting me. So as I'm on the ground, the other boys, as soon as I hit the ground, because I was shaping up and there was boys in front of me, even with weapons, I was still there shaping up. After I've gotten stabbed and I've gotten hit with the car, and then I'm on my ass, I go to get up, my leg folds out. Then the boys start rushing up, yeah. But I was very lucky by the grace of God. I had one of my good mates in front of me, brandishing a golf club. He's standing there in front of me, he was holding off, I swear, at that time, I'm pretty sure it was like 5-6 boys trying to rush me while I was on the ground. And I'm on the ground and I'm thinking like, bruh, how did I get here, Anyways, a car pulls up and I didn't know who it was, This car pulled up, door opens, and it's my cousin, which I was so thankful to see, bro. And he opened the door and I was like, oh my God. Anyways, jumped in the car. He dragged me in. One of the boys dragged me into the car with my cousin, and I'm sitting there. My knee is like stuffed up. I'm sitting there in the back seat. And then I'm feeling like it's just warm all over my jumper, like inside. And I was wearing a white shirt. I go to look under my shirt, my jumper, and it was brown. It was all brown. My shirt was all brown. And I was like, fuck, lad, I think I got hit. And then the boys like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, I think I got hit, lad. And they're like, where? I'm like, on my chest, lad. And they're like, hey, are you right? I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm all right. I go to take off my jumper, and I'll show you guys. Hold on, let me take this off. I just bought this today. I'll see after this if this is actually kaka. And this is it, lad. This is it right there. So I would get stitches and that. It looks pretty ugly, but here's a mic. So I would get stitches and that at the hospital, but the knife that went in, it went in. So it went in this way, like towards like my muscle tissue. It didn't go like towards the organ. And it does help that I have like a bit of a, you know.
No. No, that's where you cut.
Okay, now listen. Look at her. She's jealous. Anyways, let me put this on. I'm gonna tell the rest of the story in a second. I don't like wearing singlets. I swear to God, I don't. If people that know, I have body dysmorphia, but that's for another video. So, anyways, I'm in the car. After I've realised I've gotten stabbed, and I'm sitting in the car. I'm just screaming at the other boys. Where's my brother? Where's my brothers? We're not leaving until we know my brothers are here. Turn back around. We gotta go. We gotta go look for my brothers. Make sure they're out of there. And then the boys are like calling. They're calling everyone. Where's Joey? Where's Ronnie? As soon as I found out that they were picked up and they were out of there, I was like, H1, mad, done. Closed my eyes. I just had a little nap in the back. And then boom, went to the hospital. And then before I could even make it past the doors, we were rushed. My bed was rushed with cops. And then, bro, they would get the doctors here. They would tell the doctors to get out. And I never understood this, because I thought that doctors, their highest priority is the patient. But the police ordered them to get out, and they all just kind of like turned the other way. They closed the curtains. Listen to this. They asked me for the names of everyone that was there, and I laughed. And I said, well, you really think I'm going to give you their names? And they're like, open your phone. I'm like, what for? So I open your phone. I go, no. One of them pressed in my wound. You remember this?
Yeah.
One of them was actually pressing in my wound, freshly stitched. And I was like, I was groaning. It was fucked. And I remember calling for the nurse. I can't call it for the police. The police are the ones doing it. Calling for the nurse. Come back in the room. These guys are trying to kill me. This guy's got his thumb, like this much of his thumb, into my wound like that, pressing it in for me to give up names. Nah, I just sat there, didn't say nothing. Anyways, they would end up leaving after like 10, 15 minutes of trying to coerce me to give up names. The nurse comes in like, oh, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Wait. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You fucking loser. You know what you did. And then she started apologizing because she knew she was wrong. She's like, oh, you can get your legal team and you can do a subpoena or whatever with the court, and then they can do a lawsuit. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. I would just rather you do your job in the first place, you know? So yeah, anyways, all of that would go past. Now, I'm going to make this clear. So this incident that happened to me, getting stabbed in the chest and getting run over, happened after the reply. And to the average person, a situation like this would most definitely break them, would most definitely break their spirit. But for me, it would actually ultimately drive the rest of my criminal career and my music career. So a situation as gruesome as that would ultimately break the average person would actually give birth to the persona Bruce Willis, the Die Hard. And that's how that name came to be. I remember someone was asking me in my comment section, how did the name, the persona Bruce Willis came to birth. That's how I gave birth to the name Bruce Willis, the Die Hard. Because that just gave me, I wore it like a badge of honor. I'll be honest with ya. Like, I'm ashamed of it now because now I feel like it's all kid brain shit. Like, I can't believe I wasted so much time doing all this rubbish. But at that time, I loved it. I loved it. And then it even gave me more affirmation when when those boys mentioned me in their songs, and they were like, run up, get chefed like Lekz. At least he tried his best. I loved it. I wore it like a badge of honor because that to me was affirmation that I wanted the enemy to know what they're up against. If they know that they're up against someone that will still run up in front of knives after getting run over by a car, then that's the message I wanted to send them, that that's the person you're up against. And this would give birth to the persona Bruce Willis, the Die Hard. And I wore it like a badge of honor. A lot of boys would say like getting stabbed will be copping an L. But in those days, I was raised that the losers are the ones that run. Fortune favors the brave and the bold are the ones that die on the battlefield, not the ones that cower away in the shadows and ready to live another day. I remember I used to watch that movie Troy, and in Achilles, the guy goes up to him and he goes to Achilles, what's going to happen? What if we die? Like before they went to war. And Achilles told him, this is why no one will remember your name for the years to come, as he put his helmet off. Oosh, bro, what a movie, lad. But yeah, that movie's hectic. Gives me chills. But that's the kind of persona that I took upon. Like, I loved it. And like, I always found it weird how boys saw like copping an L is like getting stabbed or, you know, getting shot at or getting knocked out. I find like the most ruthless warriors I've met are warriors that have been in war, you know? And you're not going to win every war. But I was raised on, like, I wore my battle scars with a lot of pride and a lot of ego. It affirmed my ego as well. But yeah, so to cut the story short, yes, I got stabbed in the chest over here. That was one occasion that was one out of so many occasions I've been a part of where I've fought against people with knives or weapons. But the way I was raised, I can't back down and I can't run. We were taught to just die there on the spot. We had to. The way I see it now, if you ever fight against someone with a knife, please run the other way as fast as you can. This ego where people think that we can fight against weapons, or it's all a facade, brother. Mums, I'll tell you now, it's a facade. You're not tough. I'll be honest with you. I used to think I was tough because I could fight against people with my bare hands, against people with knives and guns. And I used to love the feeling of like, bruh, like the average man will probably, you know, his nuts will be rolling on the floor. Here I am, bro. I love this shit, you know? But I look back at it now, this is an egotistical persona that the devil sells to you. The devil sells these personas to people like me that are in the street because they know that we love that tough mental masculinity, and they know that the devil knows it comes into par with masculinity, that toughness that we're trying to look for, you know? But now, as I'll tell you now, like, it's not worth it, lad. It's definitely not worth it. Just to be tough. Tough is looking after your kids, looking after your family. And to even scratch up more on that, I'll tell you now, I've met like the loudest people, especially at the drink ups, that bark the loudest about being a soldier, being a sortia, this and that. When it actually comes time to the crunch, or comes time to, you know, be a soldier, bro, these guys are the first ones to buckle. Mums, lad, these guys are the first ones to buckle. Through my experience, and I've seen it with my own eyes. And the most ruthless warriors that I've met are the most humble people I've ever known to be. They've got humbleness written in their bones. They don't even listen to drill music. They don't even listen to rap. Lad, they listen to country music or R&B music or reggae. Like, that's how the most ruthless people I know are like that, bro. And it just comes with age, maturity and stuff that you realize that these guys that I've met, especially in the prison wars, most of the time they weren't even respected for the wars they waged. They were respected for the wars they prevented and for the unity that they caused with the people, their own people, you know? And it's such a, bro, I love it. I love hearing stories of people that are able to hold together, boys, you know, especially because we're all like, yeah, at this day and age, there's a lot, it's hard because everyone wants to be the man. Everyone wants their voices heard. But real respect to all the people that are trying to hold our boys together and our people together in our community. And also to touch up on that, like, having that type of street mentality, that street ego is very selfish. It's a very selfish mentality because we often think, oh yeah, I'm ready to get locked up. I don't care. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to get stabbed. But you don't understand that as a man, you're also accountable for your family, the people that are depending on you. Here you are playing street games. You're worried about your reputation in the street, and your reputation at home is rubbish. Like your kids don't even want to go to you. They want to go sit on grandma because they don't even know who you are anymore, lad. And I think that's more important as well, because a lot of the OGs I've met in the game, man, these guys are like, they're not self-centered. What I've realized about a lot of the leaders and OGs I've met in the game, these ruthless people, not only that they're humble, but their awareness is they just want to do everything for people around them. And that's what a leader is. You know, you're looking for what you can give to other people. You're not self-centered. You don't care about yourself. You're seeing how you can be a better provider for everyone else around you, how you can better everyone around you, you know, and how you can make sure that their lives are more safer and they enjoy the fruits of your labor. That's what a true born leader is, lad. That's what a real ball runner is, lad. That is what a real ball runner is. Yeah, there's a lot of solid boys out there that they're God-fearing boys. They're God-fearing men. And all these rappers that you see online that talk about stabbing and shooting, there's a very small percentage of boys in the rap game that have actually even held a gun or even been a part of that street life, you know? The majority of them are just rapping about what the small percentage is doing. There's only a very small percentage that are actually been involved in the street life. Why am I telling you this? Because a lot of the youngins are believing that, this is something that, you know, if all these rappers are doing it, then I can do it too. No, trust me, it's all a lie, lad. There's only a very small percentage of rappers that are actually in the game, and it doesn't always in line. They don't coexist. Being a rapper and being a gangster, most of the time they don't coexist. You always have to be one or either or, because sooner or later the rapper will end up getting arrested. Sooner or later the gangster, gangsters, they're not the best rappers, I'll be honest with you. They're not the best rappers. Actual gangsters, they're just hitmen, brother, you know? Anyways, that's the yarn for today. I'm gonna put up some more series, like little docos like this, where I'll explain more speculations and rumors that surrounded my name during my time in the game, especially fallouts, which does coexist with this situation as well. My fallouts with other former key members of the Inner West. So yeah, lads, I hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, follow, and stay with it. Bless.